bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time. It's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Welcome to the Venue Expression Show, the place where we learn how to find, to build, and to express positive self-thought. Here, all we talk about is how you can build positive self-thought, because I believe that whatever you think of yourself should be the key, not what people think about you. So you're all welcome.
Around you, from a distance you can tell.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, so we're diving now to our next speaker. Is he ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yes, yes. Welcome, sir. Super excited to have you, Pastor
Thank you.
Ovie Daniels. Also good to have you join us today. Thank you so much. Thank you. I
Thank
was
you.
very, very happy when you agreed to share with us. I was very happy because I was afraid you would be too busy. Since today
Oh,
is Sunday too. Yeah, everybody is a pastor. I was like, okay, he's not going to have time to join us, but I was so happy when you said yes. I believe that God orchestrated my step to meet you so that today you can share with us and impact lives. Thank you so much for agreeing to join us. Thank you so much, sir.
thank you. So I
All
can go
right,
on, right?
no, let's just look at a little thing
Okay.
about you, then you can share the rest with us. Okay, I know he's on fire, like fire. I want to go. Okay, so Pastor Ovie Daniel is a financial and coach. He's a financial and life coach. Yes, he is passionate about helping people live a rich, oh my God, a fulfilling life by recalibrating their mindset, dream big dreams, setting goals, and holding themselves accountable. Mhm. I like the part of that be rich. People to live a rich life. I like the rich part of it. Okay. He is also delighted and ready to help anyone upgrade to the next level and be truly happy in all aspects of life. He believes you can achieve anything you set your mind on, and he is willing to guide or hold your hands through the toughest of time. Wow, 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 wow. A round of applause, let's welcome. Thank you so much, sir. We're happy to have you here, and we really want
Thank
you to
you.
um, share more with us. And we need to know about that, please. While you are sharing with us, remember to mention the rich part of it. All right. So thank you so much for joining us, sir. Please, stage is yours. Share with us a little bit about
Thank
you,
you.
of your journey, and then about this thing we're talking about, self-image. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you. So my time starts now.
Yes.
Okay, so I love working with time with a countdown so that I'll
Okay.
work with my time. Okay, thank you everyone. I hope you guys can hear me loud and clear. I'm not echoing and you
Very,
can hear me, right? Okay,
very
great.
clear.
So let me use the opportunity to say, Benita, thank you for this opportunity to be part of this. This is really great. Connecting to amazing speakers all around the world to be able to share our views on self-image. I want to say thank you. I really appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. Sundays are usually busy for pastors, of course, but I would find a way to adjust my schedule for things like this because I know the impact it can have in the lives of people. So I want to say thank you. I want to say God help you. God's grace would always be there for you. It's not easy doing things like this. I want to say thank you. I really appreciate you. Okay, so my name is Ovie Daniels, and she has said a little, almost everything about me. So I'll just go straight into what we're talking about today. So as pastors and speakers, really wish we have longer time to talk. So since I don't have so much time, I'm going to talk fast, and I would try as much as possible to pack a lot of information. So bear with me if you have so much information. I believe that you'll be able to watch the replay of this, but there's so much I really want to point out in the short time I have. So we're talking about self-image, portraying a good self-image. Let me start by saying that if your self-image is not set for success, if your self-image is not set for success, nothing you learn, nothing you know, and nothing you do will make much of a difference. Now, it's good to learn, it's good to know, it's good to do. But you see, if you're learning, you're knowing, you're doing, if it's not altering the self-image you have on the inside of you, your results would not amount to much. So if you're watching this, you're reading a book, you're listening to a message in church, you're learning things, ensure that whatever you are learning is you're using that information to reprogram your self-image. If not, your result in life will still be the same. And I believe that that's why, to a large extent, you have a lot of people that go to church or that pray to God, and they are wondering why their life is still the way they are. So, and I know that place because I've been there. When you're praying, you're fasting, you're giving, you're doing all the things, you believe when you do those things, things will add up. But you look at your life and it seems like it's not adding up. You're wondering, why is it that my life is not moving forward as it should? And sometimes people think it's a curse, generational curse, and some of those things like that. Now, why those things are real, but I believe that the major reason why people are not seeing the results that they want to see in their lives is because they don't understand the power of the self-image. They don't understand that until you alter the self-image, you will not get much. And I thank God for one of the speakers that said it, that sometimes you don't go for the opportunities you're meant to go for because you're asking yourself, am I worthy of this? Am I worthy of this? So you can pray to God and ask God to bless you with amazing blessings. You can ask God to do things, open the heavens, tear the heavens, do anything for you. But if you don't feel worthy of that thing, you would not even go for it. Think about it. When I think about it today, it's amazing that when I think about the fact that where I'm in life today, the amount of money that comes to me, the amount of opportunities that come to me, they are determined by the self-image I have. And somebody can say, how true is that? Think about it. When there is a job opportunity, there's a job opening, and you see what they are offering for the job, you can decide not to apply for it because you can decide that this amount that they're offering, the salary, the amount they're offering, you are better than that, and you can decide not to go for it. But there are some you can see and you can be excited about it because you feel like this money is good for my level. So you can see that the results we get in life, the amount of money we make and everything, is as a result of the way we see ourselves. So I've seen this to be true. I'm always working and reprogramming my self-image. The amount of money that I charge, that I demand for my services, just some few weeks or months ago, it's not the same amount I'm demanding today. Why? Because I'm telling myself, okay, you are better than this. Your value is much more than this. And because your value is much more than, people want to pay you more. And it's just because of the self-image I'm reprogramming. It's not necessarily because my skill improved tremendously. While I'm working on my skills and working on the other thing, but the more my self-image is reprogrammed and becoming better, I see myself better, I just make better decisions. So where I'm living today, I realized that my self-image got to the point where I told myself, I can't be living where I was living before, on the side of Lagos in Nigeria. I just told myself, no, I'm better than this. I ought to be living in a better place. And I made the move to where I'm staying today. And I'm thinking back that in just some few weeks or months ago, when I hear people that stay around the area I'm staying today, when I hear what they pay as rent, I'm amazed. I'm like, how can you pay that money? Where do you get that money from? Oh, you must be a multi-millionaire. I begin to imagine them to be at that level because I feel like for you to be living at that place, paying that kind of amount, you must be wealthy. But I didn't realize that it was a function of my self-image. It was the way I was seeing myself. So when I began to work on my self-image, I began to see myself the way I ought to see myself. I realized that moving to this place I'm staying now wasn't much of a big deal. I began to work on it. And for one of the things I did, I found somebody that I know that stay where I'm staying today, the estate I'm staying today. And I told myself, if this person can be staying here, I can stay here. And just by doing that, I'm seeing the benefit of just reprogramming my self-image. So I'm saying to everybody today that, you see, your self-image is one of the best things you can work on. It's one of the best things you can. That's why I'm so glad we're talking about this today. So let me move on. I have a lot of things that I wrote down. Let me just try and read some of them. Now, I said, which somebody has already said earlier on, that your self-image is the mental image you have of yourself. The mental image you have of yourself. And most of the time, it's not accurate. It is not 100% true. But the only person that has the best and the most accurate self-image of yourself is God. That is why when you see what God says about us, it's always amazing. You are trying to meet your needs, and God is saying that you are the head and not the tail. You are the one that will lend to nations and not borrow. Look at God saying you will lend to nations. He didn't say you will lend to your friends. Some of us, if you can be lending to our friends, will be amazed, will be great. So you feel like, I'm no more the one borrowing, I'm the one lending to my friends. But God is saying, no, what I see about you is not just somebody that lends to your friends, it's somebody that lends to nations. I'm still working on my mind to that level where I'll be thinking, which nation can I lend to? That is the way God sees us. So most of the time, the way we see ourselves is not even as accurate as the way it's meant to be. Now, something I wrote here also, that do you know that your self-image is controlling your income? It's controlling your actions, which produces the result. Your self-image is controlling your income. You see, a lot of time when I talk to people, one of the things I do as a financial coach, when I talk to people and I find out, okay, how much are you earning as a salary? What are you doing? How much you have as an income? When they tell me immediately, I've seen it as a reflective of the self-image they have on the inside. Now, whether you agree to it or not, don't defend it, but let me ask you this question. If you were to be paid 1/10 of what you are earning today, 1/10, 1/10 of so whatever salary you're earning, whatever income you have, divided by 10, if you were to be paid that, would you still be working where you're working today? Most people will not be working, because imagine if you're earning $1,000, for example, 1/10 of $1,000 is $100. Would you take it? Or if you were earning 1 million naira in Nigeria currency, and that's what you're earning today, and they are paying you, and they decide that, okay, you know what, your salary cannot more be 100 million naira, your salary 1 million naira, your salary is now 1 million naira. Will you take it? A lot of people will not take it. They're like, no, come on, I'm better than this. They will leave. So that means that what you're allowing to be paid today is as a result of your self-image. There are some clients today that I cannot transact business with any longer, not because of anything, but because you are not going to pay me my level. You're not going to pay me based on my value. So your perception of my value is this. My perception of my own value is this. So let's not try negotiate things. You are seeing me as this. I'm seeing myself as this. So don't worry. Go find somebody that is at that level. But I'm no more at that level. So I'm going to look for the people that will perceive my level and pay me at that level. And I'm going to keep working on my self-image to the point where I can keep increasing the value that I'm giving, and people will pay me for it. So that's another thing you need to take note of. The other thing I said here is that you're capable of having, doing, or being whatever you want. You are capable of it. A lot of times we don't realize what we are capable of doing. I'm telling you that you are capable of living where you want to live in this world. You are capable of earning the kind of amount you want to earn. If only you can work on your self-image. If only you can look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm capable of earning amount. Of any amount. No amount is bigger than me. I'm capable of driving that car. I'm capable of living that way. I'm capable of living holy. I'm capable of being this and being that, because truly you are. And there is no limit to what you're capable of. Another thing I wrote here is that your life is dependent on how you see yourself. Your entire life is dependent on how you see yourself. Do you know that Muhammad Ali saw himself as the greatest of all time before he actually became the greatest at his time? He was always telling himself, he used an acronym, GOAT, greatest of all time, GOAT. He kept calling himself that way. This was somebody that, I don't know if he was a Christian, because I believe he was a Christian that became a Muslim. But the point is that he believed something great about himself. He was telling himself, I'm the greatest of all time. You don't have to wait till you arrive. Keep believing what God has said about you. Keep believing what you see of yourself, and keep saying it now. Keep saying it now. Keep saying it now. It's just a matter of time. Now, there are three questions that I pray that I will be able to answer as we go on. One of the questions is, how does your self-image impact your life, which I've been talking. The other one is, how is your self-image formed? And the third one is, how is your self-image changed? Now, let me just go straight to how your self-image is formed. Now, I know that one or two speakers have said a bit about it, but let me just say something that while we were all growing up as children, we heard a lot of things about us. We saw a lot of things, and there are three primary ways that our self-image was programmed. The first way is verbal programming. Verbal program, the things we heard a lot of funny things like you're not good enough, you're not fine, your nose is this, you are this, white people are better. This, we heard a lot of things. That was one of the ways we were programmed our self-image. The second one, modeling. The things we saw when we were young. I don't know how many of you saw your parents living average lives. I don't know how many of you saw yourself in average neighborhood, and it's going to affect your self-image. You cannot deny it. When you were raised in a certain environment, it's going to affect your self-image. That is why you need to keep reprogramming your self-image. Then the third one is specific incidents. Specific incidents. What were the experiences you had when you were young? What were the experiences you had? So if I come closer to the camera, I don't know if you can see, I have these 2 marks on my face. I was given those marks when I was a little baby. So my parents or my grandparents had this fictitious belief that some demonic beings were disturbing me, oppressing me as a child. And so they gave me this mark so that when those demonic beings see me, they will run away. Whatever they were believing is their business. But I grew up seeing that mark on my face, and it made me feel low about myself. Because as kids, children will look at you and find something they will use to make jest of you, make fun of you. And they will look at my mark and they will say, look at your mark and everything. So those specific incidents affected my self-image.
Yeah.
But thank God we know better today.
Yeah.
Thank God we are working on ourselves. Now, those are the 3 primary ways: verbal programming, modeling, and specific incidents. Now, you can use those 3 ways by which you were programmed to reprogram yourself. So you can use verbal programming by saying the right things you want to see about yourself. You can model it by deciding that, okay, what are the things if I do, it will make me feel better about myself. So for example, I tell people that if going to certain places will make you feel rich, go there once in a while. If hanging around certain people will make you feel better about yourself, do it. That is why studying the scriptures and seeing what God has said is good, because it helps you to model the right things, the specific incidences. So let me move on. Now I said here, you have to see yourself differently. And everything you learn is meant to help you shift your self-image. So you have to keep seeing yourself differently, and everything you're learning is meant to help you shift your self-image. So let me move on. Do you know that your self-image operates like the thermostat? Now the thermostat is a cybernetic instrument. Now what is a cybernetic instrument? A cybernetic, let me read what I wrote here. A cybernetic, okay, let me just explain. Cybernetic instrument, I'm trying to see. Okay, let me just read it to save time. Now, look at the way cybernetic instrument operates. It operates on the principle that when you set a definite course of action, so when we set the thermostat of an air conditioning unit, you set it for maybe 70 degrees, 18 degrees, whatever you set it to do. What you're doing is that you're setting it to you're defining a course of action you want. So you're saying that I want the temperature of this room to be a certain temperature. Now, once you do that, what happens is that the thermostat will regulate the air conditioning unit to make sure that is the temperature is delivering to that room. Now, if something happens that makes that temperature deviate, let's assume somebody opens the door and a different temperature comes in and it affects the temperature of the room. What happens is that the thermostat will kick in again, and it will kick in and it will signal the air conditioning unit to begin to blow more air to regulate the temperature. Now, what I'm saying is that your self-image, it operates like that. So your self-image operates in a way where it's set in a particular way. Now, whatever you do that is away from that thing, it tries to bring it back to it. Let me give another example. So when you are in a commercial plane, let's assume you're traveling, you're flying from one part of the world to another part of the world. What people don't realize is that there is what they call the autopilot in a plane, the autopilot mechanism. So with the pilot has taken the plane off the ground and it has taxied and it's in the air. The autopilot mechanism of that plane it kicks in. Do you know that at that point the pilot can decide to leave the cockpit of the plane and come to sit with you at the back? He doesn't need to be steering it. It's not like the car that he needs to be steering. Why? Because a pattern has been programmed in a system, in the computer system of the plane. So a flight pattern has been programmed. So if it's going from here to here, it has been programmed to go and maintain that flight pattern till it gets to its destination. But we know that sometimes a turbulence can make it go away from that flight pattern. So when there's a turbulence, it moves away from the flight pattern. And what the autopilot does is that it brings it back to course, to the course. It brings it back to the flight pattern to ensure it gets the result. The same way your self-image operates that way. So what it simply means is that if your self-image is set for average living, if your self-image is set for poverty, if your self-image is set for you not to attract good people, what it means is that the moment you're trying to go away from it, your self-image is going to bring you back. Do you know that is why a lot of times when people are on a diet, they are trying to lose weight, they are trying to achieve a certain result with their weight, and they are putting all the efforts, they are learning, they are studying, they are exercising, they are dieting, and they are seeing the results. But they don't realize that the self-image, which is a cybernetic instrument, would want to fight it to bring it back to the norm. And one thing people don't realize that if you don't understand that is what is happening and begin to work on it, you will notice that people lose weight after when they come back to where they were before. They are wondering what is happening. I've tried. They don't realize that it is your self-image. So what you do is that you alter that self-image. You see yourself not as that fat person. You see yourself as not that poor person. So the moment you alter your self-image, so though you may be fat or you whatever expression people use, you may be on a particular size, and you are saying that, no, this is not who I really am. I see myself as this size. As you begin to alter your self-image, you realize that your results will begin to align. The same thing with a child. A child may be doing poorly in school, and as a parent, you are telling the child, you know what, I'm going to take you off some recreational activities. You're not going to watch television. You're not going to do this. You're going to study hard. The child will do it, and the child will get some results. But if the self-image of that child, if it's not altered, for the child to see himself as a success, for the child to see himself that he's not an average student, he's an excellent and a grade A student, if the child's self-image is not altered, after a while, even though the child will get excellent grade, after a while, it will come back to status quo. So what we are meant to be doing all the time is to keep reprogramming and altering our self-image. So when you see somebody not doing so well, what you're trying to do to the person, help the person alter the self-image. Once the person begins to see himself better, once the person begins to realize that, see, there is more to me than meets the eye. I may not have so much right now, but I understand that there is more to me than meets the eye. I'm capable of doing great things. Once the person begins to alter that self-image, the results will begin to align. A lot of times, people try to work on the results first, not realizing that your self-image is going to bring you back. It's going to bring you back. It's going to tell you, no, don't go too far. This is the way I've been programmed. I've been programmed to think I'm average. I've been programmed that we don't achieve this result. I've been programmed that things like this don't happen to us. That's why sometimes some kind of people don't come to people. And people are like, why am I attracting certain kind of people in my life? Why am I attracting maybe poor people? Why does it look like people don't like me? You don't understand. Your self-image has been programmed for that. It's attracting it. But work on your self-image. Tell yourself, I'm capable of getting best good people in my life. I'm capable of having good relationships. I'm capable of attracting the best people. You will see it to just begin to work. That's why the Bible says that a man thinks in his heart, so is he. As a man thinks in his heart, he's saying that as a man's self-image is, that is what it's going to be. I have just about 1 minute, and let me see what I can do with that 1 minute. So let me just quickly read some things I wrote here. I said, I think I've said almost everything, but let me just say this, that guys, build a beautiful self-image with your imagination and impress it on your subconscious mind. That's one of the benefits of our imagination. Use your imagination. A lot of times people use their imagination wrongly. So somebody tells you, you're not, what's happening to you? You're not looking good. Immediately they use their imagination, begin to think, oh, what's happening? Is my nose too big? Am I fat? Am I this? No, why don't you begin to use your imagination and begin to think about something great? Begin to use your imagination, then impress what you are imagining on your subconscious mind over and over. It takes a whole lot of effort. One of the things I do is that during my morning routine, I do certain things deliberately to reprogram my self-image. So I have things I write every morning to tell myself that, okay, this is who you are. I write my goals every morning to see what I want to achieve, what I'm doing unconsciously, that I'm reprogramming my self-image. I end by a quote by Mr. Fuller. He said, never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. I'm going to end by this. Thank you very much. And my time remains 3, 2, 1, 0. God bless you.
bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time. It's clear to see from up here. The world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth.